Hello students, as we have already known now that the C program consists of following statements, that is assignment statement, conditional statement, iterative statement, declarative statement, unconditional statement and input-output statement. We have discussed the basic level of this. Now I go into a bit advanced level. Today I am going to discuss assignment statement. Once again, assignment statement is a statement that uses the equal to operator, because equal to operator is called as an assignment operator. That is, this equal to symbol is called an assignment operator, and the statement has got many forms, and today we will see these forms practically in the integrated development environment, and we will explain what are the different forms that are possible for this statement. Now the first form is variable equal to value. This form can be used in declarative statements or initialization later on. Using this form in declarative statements is called initialization at the point of declaration. Then we have got second form, that is variable equal to variable. The important condition here is that both the variables should be of same data type, that is, both the memory locations should be of same data type. Then we have got the third form, which you can understand now because I have already delivered a lecture on functions, that is variable equal to function call. Example is given on the right side, that is variable equal to sum function says sum, to which I am passing two values 2 and 3, and it is returning me a value. You'll see this on the IDE platform. The third and fourth form is variable equal to expression, and this expression on the RHS can be of the following types, that is, it can be arithmetic expression, it can be a relational expression, it can be logical expression or compound logical expression. And the next form, that is the fifth form, is variable equal to mixed expression. The important constraints for all these five forms, that is A, B, C, D and E, is that on the left hand side there should be necessarily a variable. We cannot have a constant on the left hand side of the assignment statement. This is an important constraint, that on the left hand side there should be always a single variable. I cannot have a constant in the left hand side. This is strictly according to the syntactic rules of the assignment statement, and once you start changing this rule, it will lead to errors. On the right hand side there are different possibilities, like we can have a value or a constant value, or we can have a variable, or we can have a function call, or we can have an expression, or we can have a mixed expression. By mixed expression means, I mean the combination of the first four possibilities. Okay, now let us see the first one. Example is, and we'll see the outcome also. If we say variable equal to value, now it can be used at two places, that is in the declarative statement that we call initialization at the point of declaration or compile time initialization, or the same statement can be used later on to initialize a variable. Now we can go to the IDE and see it practically. I declare a variable, say int x, int x. I have declared a memory location x, and according to the syntax I can give the assignments at two places. One is at the point of initialization and another is later on. I'll use first later on method to make you clear one thing. Say I say x is equal to 10, Now I have initialized the x later on, not at the point of declaration. If I would have done at point of declaration, it would have been something like this. This is initialization at the point of declaration, where you declare a variable. This is the declarative statement. In the declarative statement, first you give data type, then the name of variable, and then there is an optional part that is equal to value, which I have already explained in declarative statements. Now, if I don't give this part, let us see the impact first. That is, I don't give an initialization at the point of declaration. This is also called as compile time initialization. What I am doing a initialization later on. I can again give the different forms of this, use the same initialization as many times I want in a program to change the value of x. Let us see the impact of this. Let us watch the value of the x. Let me run the program in the trace mode. There's some error. Oh, I have not given a terminator here. This is important that the assignment statement, the syntax is variable equal to value or expression or function call or whatever, but at the end there should be a terminator. I compile the program, I run the program. Now I want to see what the initially x has a value that is called as a junk value, because this 646 I have not given. This is given by the machine. I have made it clear. I have explained it many times before. Now I am changing the value of x to 10. After this statement you see x is changing, then again it is changing to 23, then again it is changing to 10. That is why memory location is continuously changing as I give the assignment statements. What is happening? The right hand side of the assignment is assigned, that value is assigned to the variable or memory location. Now let us see the difference between this method and this was initialization later on, where I initialize the variable after the declaration. Now if I initialize the variable at the point of declaration, this is something like this. Now see the difference. Initially x is having junk value, but now I am initializing the same value to 90. See, now x becomes 90 at the point of declaration. Once I move to next step after the declarative statement, the value of x is already assigned to 90. Okay, now after this, as usual, it will become 10, it will become 23, it will become again 10. So the contents of memory locations are continuously changing. This is what we have given as a definition of a memory location. That is, variable. Variable is a memory location that changes its contents during the execution time. I have already given a detailed lecture on what is a variable. Now I have shown you two methods of using the assignment statement for the syntax variable equal to value. The first one was initialization at the point of declaration, that is this method, and the second one was initialization later on. Both have the same syntax, variable equal to value. Now I will go for the second one. This I have already explained. Now I can also initialize the arrays at the point of declaration. This I have already shown in arrays, but I'll again once again show. If I declare an array, say int array of 4 elements, I can initialize it at the point of declaration, that is 2, 3, any value I can give. I am giving 4 values to the 4 elements of the array or the 4 variables that are present in A. As I told you, A is a group name, array is a collection of the elements which are homogeneous and are stored in contiguous memory locations. That I have already explained in the lecture on arrays. Now this is initialization at the point of declaration. Let us watch again. I'll add watch. My array name is A. Now you see what happens. Oh sorry, I should have removed this. Now here my array is A. See A, this is my array name. This is the variable X. It has got a junk value. Now it has got a value 9. Now first statement is executed. Now I move to the next statement. This statement has not been executed yet. A array has been created. It has got 4 elements. The first element is A of 0, then A of 1, then A of 2, then A of 3. This I have explained in the arrays lecture on arrays. Now what are the initial values I am giving? 2, 3, 1 and 0. This is also called initialization at the point of declaration, because once I am declaring the array, I am giving the initial values. See here, this changes. All the 4 elements are assigned the respective values in the order in which I have given the values. I hope this is clear. Now let us see if this method works later on. Unfortunately for arrays it will not work later on, because there is a reason for that. Because once I now see here, if I use this method, it will lead to errors. So this method does not work for arrays later on. That is, you can only initialize the all elements of the array, that is at one go within the curly braces, only at the point of declaration and not later on. So you should note it down. So I have already given note for arrays. This does not work later. That is this type of initialization where I am saying int x of 3 elements and I am giving 3 values. This will only work at the point of what you call declaration, not the later on. That is not at the runtime. Now we have discussed this example. The form I am discussing right now is variable equal to value. This is again variable equal to value. There are 3 variables here. I am giving 3 values. Now this works for arrays only at the point of declaration. Now let us see for the character variables. This is another type of data, that's character data. We should be able to handle that also. I have not shown it right now up to now. Let us see. If I declare a character variable f. Now what is f? It is a character variable. How many values it can hold? 1 value. How many alpha? It holds alphabets or any characters, but single characters. Now how do you assign a character to a character variable? You should assign it in a single quote. This is a rule. For normal constants, say 9, they can be given directly, but for character variables, once you assign an alphabet or a character to them, or any character to them, it cannot be necessarily 0. It can be any character. Say suppose I can store in it question mark. Any character on the screen can be stored in a character variable. There is not necessary alphabetical value. Okay, let me right now store the alphabetical value so that you can understand. Now I am giving the value of f at the point of declaration, that is compile time. Once I compile it, you can see debug. I will watch. I will add watch. I will see my variable f. Now it won't be having the junk value. Now see here. See my f. Initially it has got something junk in it because we have not reached to this statement. Now array has been initialized. Now f will be also initialized with the value a. See, the value of f has been changed. Whenever I show the programs, you should watch this watch window, and in the watch window what you are seeing are the changes that are taking place in all the variables once we execute the program. I am doing the execution of the program in stepwise manner so that you can understand the changes that are taking place in different memory variables. I hope this is clear. Now I have shown how to assign the values to the character variables. These are called as character constants. Okay, but character constants are always assigned to the character variables within single quotes. Let us see if this method works later on or not. I can say now f equal to some other constant value. Say f is equal to j. Now I am changing the value of f to j. Yes, this works. For array it did not work. Now f is equal to a. After this statement, see, it is a. Now after this statement it should become j. So this variable equal to value syntax works here also. So I have discussed this type also. Character s is equal to a character constant where I am storing h in s. But remember, whenever you are assigning a character constant, you should put that into the single quotes, and this is true of character variables. Now character variables, they always hold a single character. Okay, now we can do this type of initialization for all basic data types, that is characters, integers, floats and doubles. That is this syntax, variable equal to value. Or we can do for derived data types, that is for arrays. Again, I have given an example of arrays, but this does not work for the arrays later on. And then we can also do this type of assignment for user defined data types. User defined data types are structures and unions and enumerations in C, and classes in addition to the first three in C++. But there are three types of data types in C. One is basic data types, that is character, integer, float and double, and derived data types such as functions and arrays. We have now discussed pointers and arrays, and user defined data types such as structures, enumerations and unions. Now I hope this is clear. Now in this method I have shown how we can assign a value to a variable, that's a constant value. So how we can assign constants to a variable. We can assign the constants to the variable at two places, either at the point of declaration or later on. I have shown you different possibilities that are possible. Now we'll go to another type of assignment statement where variable is equal to variable. We can do this in the declarative statement. Of course there is a limitation, and we can do this for later on initializations. Let us see the both methods, but for declarative statements there is a important limitation that only the variable that is created later can be assigned with the value of a variable that has been created earlier. Variables are created in the order they are declared. Let us see in the IDE and you will understand this practically. Now we have to discuss variable equal to variable type of assignment statement. These are the different variations that are possible for the assignment statement. Now let us suppose I declare two variables x and j, both are integer. Now I can say j equal to x. What I am doing, I am putting the value of x in j. Earlier in place of x there was a constant. Now in place of constant there is a x, that is variable equal to variable, where I am putting the value of x into j. Okay, as I told you, in the LHS of the assignment statement always there should be a single variable. Okay, now when you compile and run this program, you will say x becomes the 9. I remove this because I don't have, I will watch now j. Now see, j initially has a junk value because at the point of declaration I have not given any value to the j. I have only given value to the x. Now if I say j equal to x, that means value of x will be assigned to j. What is the value of x at this point of time? That is 9. Now that 9 will be assigned to the j. You will see that j, after holding the junk value, will now hold the value 9. See, j becomes 9. Why? Because the value of x is assigned to the j using an assignment operator, and this is the assignment statement. Variable equal to variable. We have discussed variable equal to value. Now we are discussing variable equal to variable. Now I told you doing the same thing at the point of declaration. Is that possible or not? I can say j equal to x here also. Okay, let us see if this works. See, x is having junk value. Now x has got a 9 value, and that 9 value should be assigned to j. So both of them should be initialized to 9. Yes, this works. Wonderful. X is equal to 9 and j is also equal to 9. That means the value of the x can be assigned to j. The important limitation for this method is that once we do it at the point of declaration, see, the variables are always created in the order in which they have been declared. First I have declared x, then I have declared j. So first x is created and then j is created. I told you that we can assign a variable that is created first to the variable that has been created earlier. So later. The j has been created later, x has been created earlier, because the order in which they are declared, they are created in that order. Now I can say j equal to x because x has been already created. I cannot say x is equal to j here. Why? Because j will be created later on. Let us see if this method works first. It worked. Now let us see the other way around. See, if I say, this will be clear now, or let me put it here, this here only, and I'll show you in some other example. I have created h and I have created k. First I have declared h in the order is first I have declared h, therefore and I have declared k. I could have said h is equal to 9 and k is equal to h. This will work. See, no error will come. It is working fine. Now if I say other way around, I say h is equal to k and I assign 90 to the k. This was other vice versa around. Vice versa. Now will this work? No, it won't work. It will be errors. Why? It says, what are the errors? Undefined symbol k, but k is already defined. This is something erratic. Both the variables are present. I am simply assigning the value of k to h at the point of declaration. I told you this is not possible. You can only do it for the variables which have already been created, and you can assign those variables to the variables that are created later on. The other way it's not possible. I hope it's clear now. So this is the important limitation of this statement. You can go back here. Variable equal to value, that is the declarative statement. This has a limitation. I have already discussed and shown it practically. What is the limitation? That is only the variable that is created later can be assigned with the value of the variable that has been created earlier. Secondly, variables are created in the order they are declared. That is the order in which you declare the variable, they are created in that order. This is an important rule, only shown by good books. Now initialization later on, this also I have shown. So we can use this form, that is variable equal to variable, or either at the point of declaration or later on. But at the point of declaration there is a limitation. Limitation is that the LHS variable should have been created afterwards before the RHS variable, and if it's other way around it won't work. Next, the variable equal to function call. We can see this practically. Let us see this practically. Variable equal to function call. First I have to create a function. I have already discussed in previous lecture what is a function. I create a function which returns the integer value. It does the sum of two numbers. So I use the declarator like this, int a comma int v. It has got two variables, two formal arguments a and b. Now it will add these two arguments, store the answer in a. I will say a equal to, sorry, yes, no, I have already a with one. I cannot have this argument, formal argument, and the variable inside the function with the same name. It's a rule. I will name it as AO. This is the computation. Then I'll say return AO. Okay. Now, is it possible to do it at the point of declaration? That is, call a function at the point of declaration. Sum of, say, two numbers 2, 3. I am calling the function inside the main. Is it possible? Yes, it works. Wonderful. See. Yes, I'll once again run it. Now this is my main. I am declaring a variable x. To this I am assigning a value that is returned by the function. To the function I am passing two values, 2 and 3. They will be copied to 2 and 3 will be copied to a and b. and then the result will be stored in AO, and that result, that is 5, that is 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, will be assigned to X. See if it works or not. We can watch here. Watch the value of X. See here, I have got a variable X that initially has got a junk value. Now I am calling the function. So function is called, control is transferred from the main to the function. The 2 and 3 are passed to A and B. Now A and B are added and the answer is stored in A0 and AO, and AO is returned, and that answer will be assigned to the X. So X is here, the value of X is changed. It is 5 now. I hope this is clear now. So we can call or assign the value to the variable by using this method. That's variable equal to function call. This can be both done at the point of declaration as well as later on. Now later on is X equal to sum of 4, 4. Now this is initialization later on. It is not at the point of declaration where X is declared. Now function is called, A and B are passed this value. Now A and B is added. I return AO, and now you see the value of X is 8. Before this call it was a junk value. Let me run it again so that you can check it. Now X is created, it is having a junk value. Okay, now I call the function, I pass the two numbers 4 and 4, it does the computation, returns the value to the main, and that 4 is assigned to the that 8 is assigned to the X. See here, X has changed. So this is a clear-cut indication that function has been called, a value has been returned, and that value has been assigned to the X. Okay, now we can go back here. Now the next form, that two forms I will not discuss in this lecture, that is variable equal to expression, where expression can be arithmetic, relational, logical, or mixed expression. So far as the this form is concerned, we have to keep 3 important rules in our mind before we can understand it very well. That is 3 important rules, that is precedence, associativity, and typecasting. I am going to explain these rules one by one, and then only we can arrive at the 5th form, that is variable equal to mixed expression. Where I mean by mixed expression, the combination of all the 4 possibilities for the assignment statement and write them here in mixed form, and once I show it practically it will be clear. So we have seen the assignment statement has the form variable equal to value, or variable equal to variable, or variable equal to function call, or variable equal to expression, this we are going to see, or variable equal to mixed expression. The other 2 forms, that is the 4th form and the 5th form, we will see in a separate lecture, and this will complete the understanding of the assignment statement to a larger extent, and you will be able to write the assignment statements with confidence. Thank you for being here, and you please give me your feedbacks on my WhatsApp number. Thank you.